Fatboy Rob. He said, no complaints on this one. Salford was superb. Cass just couldn't get into the game at all. We'd run out of interchange players after an hour, and Salford were in our faces throughout and rattled Cass into making errors and giving away silly penalties. Best team on the way won. Sad face.
Mark Hogan said, get in! Everyone in the team gave it everything today. My stomach was in knots in the last 10 minutes. Masilla fully redeemed himself from last week. He played awesome for the full 80, man of the match by a mile. So glad it's us that beat them. It'll give us a massive boost going into next week. Big shout to the travelling Cass fans. You made the atmosphere electric. Chill out with that drum, though. On to next week.
Okay, Tyler Cass.
Hold on, if he wants to have a go at the drum, he wants to wait until Huddersfield are in town with that fucking cowbell.
That's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. Tyler Cass fan. Brilliant, tough game. Salford did their homework and nullified Gale's set moves perfectly. Fantastic effort from both teams, but Salford handled the weather conditions better and deserved the win.
Yeah, we finished with Ethan O'Gorman, who said, a thrilling game from both sides. Castleford started well thanks to a try by Luke Gale. However, Salford got back in it. The score 6-4 at half-time. Castleford took the lead again until Salford equalised. And then Gareth O'Brien with a field goal to win it. I blame Adam Milner, who did a Pogba impression whilst it went over. We can come back and beat Catalans. # come on you forward.
I don't know what Pogba impression whilst it went over is.
No, I don't know what Pogba... I don't know.
He plays for St Etienne, doesn't he? But someone Pogba. He's centre half for St Etienne, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is that not the one? Is that the one we mean?
I think he means the other. I think he means his younger brother.
His younger
and more expensive brother.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what Paul Pogba's older brother was called. I knew he called him Pablo Pogba, whatever his name is.
I don't know.
I suspect it's not.
Something French. Fabian
Pogba.
I don't know.
There you go. Okay. What are we doing? Sorry, it's my fault.
It's alright.
It's sank Pogba.
It's Ethan's fault for bringing it up.
Yes.
I don't know what a Pogba impression is, but anyway, in terms of the game, have you caught any of this?
Again, casually just seen the tries. I didn't really follow this one on Sunday. I was pretty busy watching Beauty and the Beast, so I'm sort of checked out of rugby league at this point. So I'll need you to guide us through.
I didn't follow it at all because obviously I was otherwise engaged at the time. But from the highlights, Ben Murdoch Masilla's tries took some bloody scoring, didn't they?
Yes.
His second one, the almost drop that he managed to regather around his ankles, was one of the crappiest and then best pieces of play. And it was almost like he did it again, although it took some scoring after that to carry a few over, squeeze it through, sneak it around the post and that sort of thing. But his first try, he was in contact about 10 metres out and he was determined to make up for what happened at the end of last week's game.
Yeah.
And boy did he do so with those two finishes alone. That's aside from whatever else he did in the match, which obviously we haven't seen but we've heard, was every bit as emphatic as that. Yeah. Other forwards for Salford came out of this with good credit as well. Adam Wallen was another player I saw a lot of good reviews about on tweets and stuff after the game.
Yeah.
So obviously, and Griffin as well. So obviously the forward pack was working really well here. They must have worked really hard to shut down the Castleford attacking machine. The heavy rain that I believe was in situ for much of the game obviously helped with that. But credit to Salford for finding a way, and Gareth O'Brien, like you say, bringing back the memories,
rolling back the months.
Yeah,
no, and fair play, and credit to him. Watson's coaching now as well to read the conditions and manage the interchanges and get that Salford side set up to.
Yeah, because Todd Carney was on the bench and didn't play.
Yeah,
so we're crediting a player for not playing someone this time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It takes a lot of bottle to not play Todd Carney, I think, and have that.
Slowly integrating him into things. But whatever he's come up with, I hope that the Wigan coaching staff and spot the same things on the old VT and are able to shut down Gale and Shenton and Hardacre and the like from grabbing all the tries they have been doing.
And that is impressive because
Greg Minikin's try was just as good as Masilla's first try, actually, in terms of what he did. In and out of people, carrying people, getting to the line. It was... nice eyebrow raise there.
Sorry, but I wasn't going to bring it up. I just thought. But
Minikin's been great and did score a really good, really high quality try again. He's showing a lot of people's defences up with the way is step in, creating creaks of spaces, and then having some strength and determination to get the ball down too. So I talk about Masilas. I have to mention that one as well.
Yeah, no, he is looking good, the young lad at Cass, isn't he? Stats then, what do they tell us about this one?
They're having more possession, thanks to 2 fewer penalties conceded, 4-6 on the count, and 3 fewer errors made, 10-13 on the count, was crucial to Salford's win, it appears from the stats. Cass made ground at 1.1 metres per carry better average, and had 5 breaks to Salford's 3, although Salford just about managed more total metres and a win on the positive-negative differential.
Okay, so individually then, who stood out for us?
Justin Carney in with a bang again, 138 solid running metres from him. George Griffin with 41 tackles, 12 marker tackles, hard work there. And another hard-working back rower, Mark Flanagan, 43 tackles. Craig Kopchak, a forward who I forgot to mention just before we were talking about their strong performances in the pack, 119 running metres from Kopchak. And then Ben Murdoch-Masil with 2 tries, 7 tackle busts, 139 metres, 2 clean breaks. That stat line shows he was the show stealer.
Yeah, absolute showstopper. For Classy Cass then, who stood out?
Zach Hardacre had 5 tackle busts and 130 metres. Ben Roberts had 5 tackle busts and 132 metres. Junior Moores with 41 tackles and 128 metres. The big man went both ways there. Adam Milner, 44 tackles. Andy Lynch, 123 metres for the man who's defeating Father Time.
Yeah, absolutely. Credit to those guys as well. Right, final game of the weekend, Mark. It was a 16-all draw. Wigan 16, Huddersfield 16 in front of 12,704 people to round out the weekend. And Huddersfield leading this at half-time, mate. So it could have been worse for you guys.
Definitely. Richard Sumner, who I believe must be a Wigan fan, got in touch. He said Huddersfield came to slow the game down and make it an arm wrestle. Ref let them and Wigan fell into the trap. #boring. Mark W, who we know is a Huddersfield fan, said someone else must have written a review in my name last week saying we had nothing in attack, because obviously I never lost faith in the claret and golden edge.
Oh no.
I'll take 1 point from the DW, better than we've done in recent years.
There you go. Okay, well, you were there, mate, and I was watching A Tale as Old as Time. So what did you make of this one?
What woman falls in love with Buffalo?
No, it's a fucking lyric from the fucking film. It's like the most important part of it. Tale as Old as Time. That's the fucking song you tell.
Yeah, I know, but
stop trying to show me up there.
I'm not. I'm showing up the whole tale.
Yes. Well,
okay, anyway. Wigan came out of the traps poorly.
Right.
Lacklustre in attack, flat in defensive line speed. Huddersfield took full advantage of that and were definitely the better team in the first half. Hands down the better team in the first half. They were looking to create opportunities for themselves with clever offloads, not wasteful offloads. They were working hard for each other, supporting each other, finding lots of space, getting the ball out wide quickly sometimes. It's just, you're playing Wigan, you're not going to score that many tries no matter how good you do those things. They only scored 2 tries and one of them off an intercept. Wigan were, well, off the play after an intercept, actually, after Anthony Gelling made a phenomenal effort to pull down Jermaine McGilvery, but it wasn't enough as Lee Gaskell went over. But Huddersfield were definitely the better side in the first half.
Right.
Wigan weren't helped by 2 in-game injuries very early in the piece. So after only 8 minutes, Sean O'Loughlin trudged off with a calf strain, and young Jack Wells went off with a knee sprain, I think. Both should be out for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Worryingly, the injury list mounts, but next man up is what Wigan stick to. So we'll see how we go. I'd say missing those players meant a couple of players had to play more minutes than they normally would. Ben Flower, Joel Tompkins in particular, yet did so manfully. Tompkins setting up both Wigan's tries with nice offloading play, actually, as it happened. Wigan in the first half scored 2 tries and then promptly dropped the ball on both exit sets. They were never able to build any sort of momentum up in the first half at all. Huddersfield in the second half were guilty of indiscipline. They were regularly holding down, pushing the limits of things, and it led to them going on a team warning, in actual fact. Wigan neglected to take the 2 that was an offer on the penalty where the team warning was given, because it was close to the line, and Wigan were definitely on top. In the intensity was a bit better from them, particularly in the forward packs. Navarrete, Clubb, Tautai, Tompkins came out in the second half. Isa came out in the second half with much better intensity, carried the ball a lot more ferociously, and were willing to put the hand up and do the work in the early stages of that second half. And that helped swing things around in Wigan's favour. Anthony Gelling's long-range try from a scrum play was the good thing there. Morgan Escray missed a couple of tough kicks. Young Tom Davies scored on his debut for Wigan. That was, I make him probably, realistically speaking, 7th choice winger in the squad, but he still scored. It was a close call. He just about got his feet up in the air as he was tackled, just about put it down before his feet landed out of touch.
Good for the young man.
But good for him. Darnell McIntosh scored a try for Huddersfield, the young fullback. He was actually quite a good threatening player in this one. Looked really composed as well in any of the defensive work he had to do. He's a prospect for certain, and he's a good physique. He's got a very sort of loping running style that he's going faster than you think he is.
Right, but long-legged.
Yeah, but he's good. It's the first time actually seeing him play, and I was impressed. But yeah, the Giants' penalties in the second half was damaging. It led to Cruz Lehman getting sin-binned for a high tackle on Morgan Escray. And then if the Danny Brough rumours are to be true, although the Huddersfield Giants have been quick to quash them and threaten legal action on the Sun and I guess Gary Carter, because he was the guy who wrote whose name was penned to the article about him having a big bust up and being on the way out. But if he is on the way out, that drop goal he attempted at the end of the game, if that's his last kick for Huddersfield, then that'll be some way to go out for Danny McBrough. There you go. I've covered it, I think.
Fantastic. So what do the stats tell us then?
Wigan managed a 5-3 win in clean breaks, which they did convert to a 3-2 try count, but could not convert into metres made and enough points to win the game. 270 metres less than Huddersfield, and a 15-9 error count against Wigan were the major factors, self-made problems that contributed to the draw. The error count helped the Giants to more ball, and a 5-1 goal line dropout count shows how much attacking opportunity they had, but a combination of resilient goal line defending and with a better tackle success for Wigan of over 1% and a 13-9 penalty count against the Giants, edging the game towards the draw. Both teams had chances and both have themselves to blame for not picking up the win, I felt.
Okay, so individually then, who stood out for us?
Well, Willie Isa started in the centre but quickly had to move into the second row. 40 tackles, no missed tackles for Big Willie. Sam Powell, 46 tackles, 11 marker tackles, so worked hard throughout. Again, Talim Matata, 42 tackles. His defensive efforts were needed to make up for some sloppy pre-Super 8/season Tautai style performance, but he made up for it with effort. Tom Davies, the young kid, grabbed a try on debut and 120 metres. Anthony Gelling had the best stat line though on this one, which I think we might find happens whilst Bateman, Farrell and O'Loughlin are out of the side. Some inspiration will be needed from the man of the people, and he got a try, 6 tackle busts, 151 metres, 2 clean breaks.
Okay, so for Huddersfield then.
Well, Lee Gaskell grabbed himself to a try and a try assist, 3 successful offloads for him. Darnell McIntosh, who I mentioned, a try and 110 running metres, and Jerry McGilvery, 181 metres, helped massively by 90 on that. Not quite there. Breakaway.
Right, yeah, there you go. Okay, so what does all that mean for the early season standings in Super League, man?
Well, it means it was a point gain for Wigan in the end, wasn't it? Because Wigan take over at the top of the table, 1 point ahead of Castleford, Hull FC and Leeds. Last year's 4 qualifiers sides are all in the top 8, and Warrington remain pointless at the bottom of the table.
Okay, Super Brew predictions and Dream Team updates. What are the standings looking like?
Well, you won again and I was shit again. 3 out of 6 from you and 2 out of 6 from me. Cumulatively, that takes you to 20 out of 34 and me 18 out of 34. So it's, you haven't ran away with it yet, but you're
not yet.
Building a little bit of a lead there. Colin Render stays top of the Super Brew standings, but Dennis Leach was the big riser, up 22 places with his yellow cap winning performance of picks this week.
Fantastic.
Well done, Dennis.
I already know that I'm ahead of you in the Dream Team, but I don't really follow everything else. I think I'm like 17th at the minute.
Yeah, I'm 19th.
Yes, but there's only 4 or 5 points in it between us.
My second team did better than
call.
My first team this week.
Did they? I've not even checked in on my second team. But who's doing...
Oh, your second team's bottom 3, mate.
Yeah, rock bottom. Well, that's fine.
But talking about people who have got more going for them in the dream team than us.
Yes.
Paul Wilson, he stays top, but it was Cass fan Colin Morse who had the best score of the round with 649 points.
Massive. Okay, so that's the...
Well done to him in a very